each one of them up here to participate in the liar's game. This game, you must be a skilled liar. You must be able to tell the truth or a lie with the exact same face. I am going to ask the girls a question. All three of them are going to give the same answer, sort of. Only one of them will be telling the truth to decide which of these three ladies is the one telling the truth. And then we're going to switch it. I'm going to ask the fellows a question. They will all three give the same answer. So this question. My favorite chocolate bar is Mars because...
My favorite chocolate bar is Mars because it was the chocolate bar I ate when I was in the hospital sick with the tonsils.
April, would you please answer the question? My favorite chocolate bar is Mars because...
My favorite chocolate bar is Mars because it was the first chocolate bar I ate when I was 4 years old in the hospital with the mumps.
Stephanie, would you please answer the question? My favorite chocolate bar is Mars because...
My favorite chocolate bar is Mars because I get a good joke out of it. Because I say it's far out.
All right, fellows, you have time to decide among yourselves who is telling the truth. Those of you in our audience this evening...
Will I have to check for tonsils?
No. And tell me, have you reached a verdict? What's her name?
I don't know her name.
You don't know her name. On my first date, sorry Andy, you answer this one first. On my first date, I went to the circus and...
I remember clearly. It was a nice bright day, right? And well, we went to the circus, and it was kind of strange because I lost my date in the crowd, right? And then all of a sudden I looked up on the stage, and it looked like her. I swear it looked like her, but it wasn't, of course. I thought it was really good dance. But I'm sorry, it wasn't. But I did lose it.
Thank you, Andy. Chris, would you please answer this question? Finish this question. My favorite, pardon me. On my first date, I went to the circus and...
Well, on my first date, I went to the circus and I got food for myself for my date. And I was on my way back and I tripped and all the food was all over me.
Nice first date there, Chris. David, would you please finish this? On my first date, I went to the circus and...
On my first day, I went to the circus and I got kicked out for something I didn't do.
I can't hear it, actually.
I got kicked out for something I didn't do, but somebody else did.
Great first dates. I'm glad you've gone against the popular choice. And Andy, would you like to respond to their accusation that it was you?
Well, I hate to say this, but it was.
Yeah! Tanya, I use hydrogen peroxide for mouthwash because...
I use hydrogen peroxide for mouthwash because I figure it has no taste, it cleans your mouth, and all the other mouthwashes are gross. They're too sweet and yuck.
Thank you. April, I use hydrogen peroxide for mouthwash because...
Because it kills just as many germs in your mouth as sonic cotton. It probably take the worst taste out of your mouth. Like a throw up or something.
We thank you for that explicit definition of why you like hydrogen peroxide. Stephanie, I use hydrogen peroxide for mouthwash because...
If I have to say that again, I use hydrogen peroxide for mouthwash because I learned in chemistry that it kills germs, and it tastes bad, but then I just use scopolamine or something for it.
Fellas, Tanya, would you like to respond to them, please?
It wasn't me.
All right, now, Stephanie, would you like to respond to the audience's choice?
Sorry.
And who was it? It is April! Please. Andy, my favorite chocolate bar is O. Henry because...
It's got all that creamy caramel.
Chris, my favorite chocolate bar is O. Henry because...
It's a peanut.
Dathan, my favorite chocolate bar is O. Henry because...
Big chunk of fudge.
Oh, with the peanuts. Now, Chris, would you like to answer that accusation?
Yes, I did.
Walked into the wrong change room at a public beach. 10.
When I walked into the change room at a public beach, I walked in and I didn't realize at first, and I dropped my towel. And then I realized I was in the wrong change room.
Thank you, Taylor. April, my most embarrassing moment was when I walked into the wrong change room at a public beach.
And I stood there dazed for a few moments because I thought they were in the girls' change room.
Stephanie, my most embarrassing moment was when I walked into the wrong change room at a public beach.
Okay, and I didn't really see anybody in the bathroom, but some of my friends who were guys had to come in and take me out.
Okay, fellows. Hi. Fellows, who did you choose?
We drew,
I remember that, Skip.
we picked Stephanie.
Stephanie, would you like to answer this accusation, please? Would the real person who walked into the wrong change room in a public beach please make herself known? Fellows, would you like to answer this question for me? Something crazy I do is eat frozen yogurt on an A&W cheeseburger.
What?
They sure do. Andy.
I like that because you can enjoy the yogurt and the cheeseburger at the same time. It mixes, honestly, it mixes together.
Chris, would you like to tell us about this strange thing you do?
If you're working, I do this all the time when I work, all right? You get all the food, most of the food groups and all that in little packets that you just get from
So you're saying it's a very balanced meal?
Yes, you get most of it.
Can't you keep my contact?
Nathan, would you like to tell us about eating A&W cheeseburgers with frozen yogurt?
Well, cools you off and fills you up at the same time.
Cools you off and fills you up at the same time. Ladies, would you like to decide? Ladies and gentlemen in the viewing audience, have you all made your decision?
Yes,
Okay, I'm awaiting the ladies to come to a conclusion. Audience, is it gentleman number 1? To shave at the age of 14 and...
Well, I started to shave at the age of 14, and I was so dumb that I shaved both my legs and arms.
People.
I started to shave when I was 14, and I was in the shower, and I slipped and wrapped my head on top of it half there.
Stephanie.
I started to shave when I was 14, and I locked myself in the bathroom. I started shaving, and I cut my legs all to pieces, and I had to wear pants for the next 2 weeks.
Gentlemen,
Sounds fun.
would you please make a decision on this? It was harrowing for some, embarrassing for others, and downright awful for... Gentlemen, your decision, please.
Well, after much thought, it was...
There's a lot that I'm
We find Stephanie guilty.
Stephanie, would you like to answer the charge against you, please?
I'm such a good liar.
No, you're wrong. You're all wrong. Would the real liar please stand up? You're You're 14 and...
How's the Andy start? Sorry.
You come here to say that.
I saw this on one of those talk shows once. There was a big fight broke out in the middle of it. Go ahead, Andy.
Well, okay, well, when I started shaving at 14, it was pretty scary because I used one of those. Anyway, but that's what I used, and well, if you can't see the scars, they are there. No, I almost needed plastic surgery because of that. No, I really cut up my face. That's.
Thank you. Our Hercules for you. Thank you. That was Chris. I started to shave at the age of 14 and...
Well, I always watch my thing to make my razor. I only got one cut recently. It's still there.
Can I look at that?
No.
David, I started to shave at the age of 14 and...
Well, I started shaving because my friend started saying I look like a kid. I can't hear you. It's started saying I look like a goat, so I had to start shaving.
His friends all started to say he was looking like a goat, so he felt he had to start shaving at the age of 14.
That was last week.
Ladies. Have you come to a decision this quickly? I noted a large hint of hesitancy. I have a feeling many of you out there aren't sure. Ladies, could you please tell us which of these gentlemen was telling the truth? We think Dathan was telling the truth. Dathan, would you like to answer to that? He lied. Oh, he lied. Chris, they think it's you for their second choice. Would you please answer that?
They're correct.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. It was Chris. Just for the ladies' side. Are you ready? Tanya.
Yes.
I was 16 years old when I had my first kiss, and...
Well, I was 16 years old when I had my first kiss, and he didn't properly approach me, and I ended up slapping him.
That could be true.
Sounds true. April.
I was 16 when I had my first kiss, and my date was so polite, he asked me before he kissed me if he might kiss me.
Ward?
Please. Stephanie.
She's waiting.
I was 16.
I was 16 when I had my first kiss, and I apologize.
Fellows, would you please like to address this question? Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, let's do a little better this time. No help from the MC.
Quick,
The you who are able. Is it lady number 1? Although I would believe her to do something like that. Was it lady number 2? You sucker them all in. Was it lady number 3? I believe she'd do the same thing too. Alrighty. Fellows, can you tell us who it was you chose? You may not change your mind now.
April.
Yeah. Oh, they think it was April. April, would you please tell us?
That did happen, but that's not the right answer.
Hey.
Because she was not 16 when she had her first kiss. Who was lost? And tell me who was telling the truth. Stephanie! The audience is right. Andy, would you finish this? We'll tell you in a minute. My most embarrassing moment in life was when... What? Shh, listen. My most embarrassing moment in life was when...
This was extremely very embarrassing. I had a friend along with me, and my friend and myself and my mother, right? We had all gone to the store, but my mom, well, we didn't want her hanging around. Can't hear you out here.
Listen, speak loud.
Okay, there's me, my friend, my mother. We went to the store. Of course, we didn't want Mom sticking around, so she sort of walked off, and we went around. So we were trying on clothes, and while I was in the changing room, I had flipped my clothes up top of the, how they have the dressing room. Anyway, my friend took them and took them with him, right? I don't know where he went to. Anyway, I came out, or got done, and I came out to show him, and he was not there. And I went back in to change, and my clothes weren't there. Well, I didn't know what to do, so I came walking back out, right? Boring? Anyway, the thought is that I got charged for shoplifting, but my mom saved me. So I'm here today. Honestly, she came.
Walked down to the line.
I didn't walk out this way.
Chris, would you tell us, please? My most embarrassing moment in life was when?
I went shopping with a friend, my best friend. Yes, we both went shopping. Another friend. We both went shopping, and I was getting clothes. And I went into the changing room to get changed.
Would you please tell it to the judge? Okay, audience, I want you to tell me, was it gentleman number 1 who lost his clothes in the changing room? Was it gentleman number 2 who lost his clothes in the changing room? Was it gentleman number 3 who lost his clothes in the changing room? Following is Andy, anyways. Ladies, your decision, please. Who was it? Dathan. You know, it must be these innocent faces. I mean, between...
I just need to get warmed up. That's all, folks. He was leaving. Too bad.
It was not Dathan.
It was Chris.
Chris, now they're accusing you.
Yes, my friend did.
God, it was Chris. I'm just going to confer with the judge, and I will come. Valentines is there. Another box of chocolates.
I would have lied better if you'd have shown me this.
Gentlemen, we'd like to see what you got.
No. Dynamite. A pencil.
Forward, our pump wash quartet. We have Tanya Gay, Crystal Steves, Becky Slomwhite, and Sylvia Slomwhite. Tracy, Tracy, I meant to say Tracy. This is Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Now move again. Smile.
As we stroll